Alright, welcome to the video, and in this tutorial we are going to be reworking the GUI in the FPS template in Roblox. What do I mean by this? In classic FPS fashion, a player will have a reserved amount of ammo, and the difference between the expended amount will get subtracted from the reserved ammo. Also, if the player has no reserve, they will not be able to reload, and if they have no ammo or reserve, they won't be able to reload or shoot. So that's what we're going to be doing. Quick channel update. I just want to thank everybody that's been showing support. You guys are killing it. Keep up the good work. I think after this video goes out, we are going to do a series of a start to finish of customizing the weapons. Maybe I'll add like a grenade launcher or bazooka, whatever you guys want. Just let me know, and add all my systems and have a more out of the box template that people can use. And I'll probably uncopy lock the entire thing once it's finished, and and then you guys can just take it further than to wherever. So with that being said, let's jump right in. I'm going to open up a new template. Now, first things first, let's explain a few things so you guys can kind of get the method to the madness here. So if we press play, and when we shoot, you can see that the GUI is going down, and if it goes down to 0, we reload. We shoot, and we press the reload key, it reloads. Now, that says a lot. So if we go into workspace, and we find our player, and we find the blaster that we're using that is equipped, and we go into the attributes, we can kind of see what's under the hood. So if we shoot, you can see that not only the GUI, but the attribute is also going down. And if we reload, it sets it back to 30. So basically what this is saying is that the server and the client are in sync. Okay? And that the ammo is being set from wherever it is back to magazine size, which is set to 30. So that's why it's always going to be 30 unless you change the number, of course. So with that in mind, we can kind of use the same logic and apply it to our kind of what we're after, which is a reserved amount. So we're going to find our tool. So if you have a custom tool, just follow along, should work just fine. This is going to be, there's going to be a lot to this video. I think I can get it all done in one video, hopefully. But really pay attention because we're going to be juggling like 4 scripts. So, anyways, we're going to go into our tool. We're going to find our attributes, and we're going to make a new attribute. I'm going to call it reserved ammo. Now, we need to remember this because we're going to need to call this in our constants module. We're going to change this from a string to a number, and we're just going to save it. And I'm going to set it to, say, 120 for now. I think that's a good amount. You can set it to whatever you want. And that should be good. Now we need, excuse me, now we can go into replicated storage, under blaster, and into our constants. And as you can see, this is, all the attributes are being called here. So now we can create a new constants for our new attribute, and I'm going to call it reserved ammo attribute. And we're going to make that equal to what we named it in our tool, which was reserved ammo. So make sure it's spelled exactly, reserved ammo. And that should be good for this script. So let's get out of that, and now we can go to replicated storage, into blaster, and into our scripts folder. And we're going to focus on the GUI for now. So in GUI controller, we are going to find our GUI controller.new, find our magazine size, and just under that, I'm going to make a new variable called local reserved equals blaster get attribute constants dot reserve ammo attribute. And if we go into our GUI controller module, you will see that there's a couple of GUIs. We're going to go into the blaster GUI, into the blaster frame, into the ammo frame, and you can see that there's two text labels, ammo label, magazine label. So we're going to modify the magazine label, and we're going to find it here in this script, which is right here, ammo magazine label, and we're just going to change this to our new variable, which is reserved. Perfect. Okay, so now we can go into our self here and create a new one, which is I'm going to call max. And we're going to make that equal to reserved. And we can test this out. So anything that has the reserved ammo attribute will now update the GUI to whatever it is. So which is, I set it at 120, so it says 30 of 120. Now, it's not synced just yet. So we have to do a couple things first. First being that we're going to come down here and find Roblox's functions, update ammo text, set ammo, and set reloading. We're going to use their logic to our logic. So we're going to come down here and make a couple new functions. Function GUI controller. And we're going to say update reserve. Now I'm going to add a print statement so I know that everything is working. We'll say updating reserved ammo and self dot max. Let me just double check, make sure that's what it's called. Okay. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to want to update the magazine label. So that's why we're making this function, is to update the magazine label. So just like right here, where it's calling that, we're going to do it right here. We're going to say self dot blaster GUI dot blaster dot ammo dot magazine label dot text equals, and I'm going to say, do it this way and say self dot max. Okay, so now we have our update function, and now we can create a new function for setting our reserve amount, which is function GUI controller set reserve, and we'll say max ammo number. Okay, so now we can say self dot max equals max ammo, and then we can call our, just like down here, how they did down here, we could say self update reserve. Make sure that's spelled correctly. Yeah. Okay. All right, perfect. So now we're going to want to do it down in the set reloading. So when it, when the player reloads, it will then call it set self set ammo. Actually, that would no, not set ammo. I'm sorry. Set reserve, and then self dot max. All right, so that should all work. We'll test it here in a second once I go server side here. Okay, so speaking of which, let's get this all out of the way. And we're going to go into server script service, under blaster, into scripts, and into the blaster script now. And we're going to find our on reload event. Let's see, on reload event. Let me double check my notes here. Yeah, okay. So just like we did in the GY controller, we're going to make a couple variables. Local reserve equals blaster get attribute constants dot reserve ammo attribute. Now we're going to need what we're going to do is we're going to use the ammo attribute and the magazine size attribute, and we're going to get the difference between those two, since magazine size is always going to be 30 and the ammo is going to be going down. That's how it they set it up. So if we can get the difference between those two numbers, we can then take that number and then subtract it from our reserved ammo. So we're going to say local difference equals magazine size minus blaster get attribute constants dot ammo attribute. And I'm going to add a print statement. I want to know the difference. I want to make sure that the server is also calculating the difference. All right, so now we can go to our reload task, because this is where it is setting attributes. And we could say reserve equals math.max. We'll set this to 0 so we don't get any negative numbers or anything like that. And we'll say reserve minus difference. And then we'll print our new reserve. And then once the it calculates the new reserve, we can now set it set attribute constants dot reserve ammo attribute to the new reserve. Yeah, now we can test it. Let's see. 5 115. All right, we're gonna go into our workspace. We're just gonna double check. Go into our blaster, into the attribute. This says 115. Let's fire a bullet. Should say 114. Yep. All right, perfect. So it seems like the server is now able to calculate the difference between the ammo and the magazine, and it's taking that difference, subtracting it from the reserve ammo attribute, and then it's setting it to its new number. Now you can see that it's saying updating reserved ammo 120. Now we got to update the GUI. Now we got to tell the GUI, hey, this is the new new amount, so change it. And let's do that. So to do that, we have to go into another script. Let's go into replicated storage, under blaster, into script folder, and into the blaster controller script. Now, we're going to go into self, and we'll say max equals blaster get attribute constants dot reserved ammo attribute. Perfect. So let's go all the way down till we find our reload function. Okay, so just like in our blaster script, now we need to get the difference and then send that information to the GUI controller. And if you look in the reload function, it does that for the ammo and the magazine size, and then it goes to the GUI controller and tells the GUI controller to update yada yada yada. So that's how that's doing it. Now we're just going to do it for our now we're just going to tell the GUI controller, hey, this is the new number. So we're going to make a couple new variables. We're going to say local bullets needed equals magazine size minus self.ammo, and then local bullets to reload will equal math.min bullets needed self dot max. All right. Now we can come down to our reload task here, and where it says self.ammo, we're gonna change this. We're gonna say self.ammo equals self.ammo plus bullets to reload, and then we'll say that self.max equals self.max minus bullets to reload. And then I'm going to separate where it's going to tell the GUI controller. I'm going to separate this just for organization. And then I'm going to say self.GUI controller. What did I call it? Set reserve. Make sure you capitalize. Okay. Set reserve self.max. All right, now let's that looks good. Let's test it out. All right, 30 of 120. Hang on, let me. Okay, updating reserve, ammo 120. Let's shoot one bullet. Let's reload. 119. Updating reserved ammo 119, GUI controller. Okay, so it looks like now we are in sync. Let's fire a few bullets just to double check everything. Perfect. Okay, so one last thing we got to check while we're just testing is what would happen when all the bullets are gone. Okay, so it's not reloading. I'm pressing the R key. Okay, so it's still allowing us to reload when I'm pressing the reload button. We don't want that. And when I press the shoot button, it's also doing the same thing. We don't want that. So let's fix that. Let's go into Blaster Controller. And let's see, where would it be? Right here. Can reload. Okay. So we could say n self dot max is greater than 0, and that should fix it. Let's see. Just making sure the server and the client is synchronized. All right, it's not letting me to reload. All right, clicking the shoot button, I'm not reloading. Clicking the reload key, not reloading. All right, so that fixed it. Let me just check the time. Oh, we actually got through this video pretty quickly. I didn't think we were gonna. Honestly, I didn't think we were gonna be able to fit it all into one video because this was, we're juggling 4 different scripts just to make this work. So, um, let's add a little flair to what the GUI looks like. So if you made it to the end of the video, you're a trooper. So let's where is it? Scripts, GUI controller, Blaster GUI, Blaster ammo. We're gonna delete this icon label actually because I don't like how that looks. You don't have to delete it. I'm just gonna delete it because I don't like it. And we're gonna go into GUI controller. We're gonna find where it says icon label. Where was that? Icon label. Right here. Okay, so Blaster icon label image. I'm going to comment this out. And we're gonna press play and see how that looks. Alright, so that looks a lot better to me. Let's see if we could change how the numbers look. We're gonna go into the text labels now. And we're just gonna change the font. Just do this one. Yeah, that looks a lot better to me. All right. Oh yeah, the blaster. Okay, so as you can see, the blaster doesn't have the attribute, so it still says nil. So let me show you real quick. Just in case you're still a little confused on what I mean, like, you gotta set every tool's attribute to the new attribute here. It's as simple as finding the so we have the attribute that we've been using, reserved ammo. We're just gonna create a new attribute and make sure it's called reserved amount, just like in the other one. Change that to a number. Was it called reserved amount? Reserved ammo. Okay, that's my fault. Let's delete that. New attribute. Reserved ammo. Change that to a number. And change it to whatever number you like. I'm just going to do 60. Press play. We have our auto blaster. That's all set up. Perfect. And if we go here, the client recognizes the new tool. And now this is in sync, and everything seems to be in sync with each other. Awesome. That's gonna be the end of the video. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.